Hey everyone, happy July 4th. If you saw my video last night, well, you saw it, and perhaps I could have used better wording, and I absolutely stand by what I said, and I just don't understand, and I'm not perfect, and I certainly do not see why wicked people prosper, and it's something that I'm going to struggle with for the rest of my life, for lack of a better term, especially because I've been through so much, and I could go on and on about that, and of course right now I'm thinking that, hey, I understand that a lot of these people, that for them this is all there is, and that, you know, all the, for lack of a better term, all the stuff that I've heard before, nonetheless it doesn't mean that I won't struggle with. Well, I think I made my point in that area, and let's see. Oh yeah, I got this microphone with the Rosetta Stone headset. I mean, I guess a lot of times people think that I'm just a kid sitting here and doing whatever, and, well, I'm not a kid anymore, I'm 23 now, but anyway, sorry, it's my ADD too kicking in, and just a lot of stuff going on. By the way, for those of you who've been following what's going on, my Aunt Mary, the good news is she is writing. As far as I know, she's not opened her eyes yet, but somehow she is able to write. And so, I mean, just keep praying for her, because it's pretty clear that God has a purpose for her, especially for all that she's been through. And I don't understand it. I think that's one of the things, too. Like, I was even saying to my mom, I was like, why do people like Aunt Mary, who really have been walking with God, prosper, and yet, for lack of a better term, the vilest scum of humanity, especially those who use God's name in vain to do the most perverse things, why do the vilest scum of humanity who use the Lord's name in vain prosper? And then you have people like my Aunt Mary, who, as I said, are walking with the Lord, and they've had to suffer so much. And even again, when my Aunt Mary lost my cousin, the press treated her like total crap. And she's been through a lot of other stuff, and I mean, even I've obviously blogged about a lot of that stuff, and even her first reference to God and Jesus was, oh, God damn it, Joan, Jesus Christ, Jack, the neighbors will think you're crazy. I mean, how would you like that to be your first reference to God and Jesus, and especially in a home that claims to be Christian? And so, by the way, people think, oh, well, you shouldn't be spreading family secrets, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be... Well, you know what? First of all, at least with people like me, we're not a family that hides things. And, I mean, even it talks about secrets, and, there's just no other way that I can put it than to read you the following verses. I put in the word secret and hidden because I was thinking about other verses, but now I've seen this one. Ezekiel, wait a minute, no, hang on. Wow. And here he's talking about, let me get the whole context here, because I'm not as versed in Tanakh as I should be. Remember, I was raised in a home where I didn't know that I'm Jewish, so, and unfortunately the church a lot of times has moved away from its Jewish roots, and we don't emphasize Tanakh enough, so. And as the old saying goes, if you don't know where you've been, how are you going to understand where you're going? And Tanakh's where we've been. Now the Bri Kadasha is where we're going. And anyway, the context is this. I've never seen this verse before. Or if I have seen it, I really haven't paid attention to it before. But it says, therefore, thus says Yehovah Elohim, because you have set your heart as the heart of a God, behold, Oh, wait a minute, I'm reading the wrong verse. But, it continues on, it continues on. By the way, I make mistakes too, I'm not perfect, people say. And you know, a lot of people tune out by this point. But you know what? Get used to that I'm going to make mistakes. Get used to that I'm not going to have everything prepared. I'm human. I don't script a lot of these videos. Things just come up as they come up. And anyway, so it says, and this is Ezekiel talking, the word of the Lord came to me again, saying, Son of man, say to the prince of Tyre, Thus says Jehovah Elohim, because your heart is lifted up, and you say, I am a god, I sit in the seat of gods, in the midst of the seas, yet you are a man and not a god, though you set your heart as the heart of a god. Behold, you are wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that can be hidden from you. With your wisdom and your understanding you have gained riches for yourself, and gathered gold and silver into your treasuries. By your great wisdom in your trade you have increased your riches, and your heart is lifted up because of your riches. Therefore says Jehovah Elohim, because you have set your heart as the heart of God, behold, therefore I will bring strangers against you, the most terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of your wisdom, and defile your splendor. They shall throw you down into the pit, and you shall die the death of the slain in the midst of the seas. Will you still say before him who slays you, I am God? But you shall be a man, and not a god, in the hand of him who slays you. You shall die the death of the uncircumcised, by the hand of aliens, for I have spoken, says Jehovah Elohim. And I mean, if secrets can't be hidden from the prince of Tyre, and by the way, I think this is a prophecy against the Antichrist, I mean, just imagine how much more secrets cannot be hidden from God. And it says, this is Mark 4:22 that I'm reading now, for there is nothing hidden which will not be revealed, nor has anything been kept secret, but that it should come to light. And Luke 8:17 repeats that same quote, different wording a little bit, but still pretty much the same, I guess, same quote that Jesus said. For nothing is secret that will not be revealed, nor anything hidden that will not be known and come to light. And I could continue to find other verses too. For example, let's see. If I go on, I mean, I'm just mostly reading from, let's see. Okay. There are other verses, but it basically says that, you know, that things that are hidden are going to come to light anyway. And people say, well, what about confidence and, you know, trusting people with stuff and all that? I mean, there are certain things like that, and there are things that I'll never tell people, and there are things that will come out in time, and whatever, but, okay. Therefore, judge nothing before the time until the Lord comes, who will both bring to light the hidden things of darkness and reveal the counsels of the hearts. Then each one's praise will come from God. But we have renounced the hidden things of shame, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of God deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of God. And Ephesians 3:9. And to make all see what is the fellowship of the mystery, which from the beginning of the ages has been hidden in God, who created all things through Jesus Christ. So the point is, basically, that, you know, even if the Prince of Tyre knows all things, and if nothing's going to be hidden, and even if, you know, the gospel was revealed, certainly everything else is going to be revealed in time. So, at least for those of us in the family who are like me, look, nothing's hidden. Everything's going to be coming out, and that's why, you know, if I need to be honest about something, I'm going to be honest about it, and sure, it might get me into trouble sometimes, but, you know what, I'd rather be an honest person and I would rather be an honest person, even when it hurts. And there are times where I haven't been honest, and it's come back to bite me. And believe me, I've been afraid when I've not been honest about stuff, and it's just come back to bite me. So, I think you get my point, though. And the second thing, I was talking about those teddy bears that I designed on Cafe Press, and I did get 2 of them. By the way, I'd hidden that, I gotten one of them at first, but then it came out and whatever. This is one of the ones that I got. This is the design that let me move his bow here. Let's see. Okay, so hopefully you can see his design, and I put the little pin on him too, the Christians United for Israel pin, and his name is Azaryahu. He's going to the hospital with me when I go into surgery, and I don't know how the backlift and pump thing is going to go, but it should be interesting. But he's going in the hospital with me, and he's actually pretty lightweight. He really is 11 inches, like they say, and, well, 11 to 12 inches. I haven't exactly measured him, but yeah, I can tell that he's about the length of a roller, so let's see. And let's see, trying to think. There's so many things on my mind right now. That just happens with ADD. Like my dad has said before, you have, and as I said before, you have the lottery machine on WJZ, and then you put a million balls in and spin really fast. That's pretty much your brain with ADD, and so, let's see. And, oh yeah, if I forgot to mention, his name is Azaryahu. His name means he who God helps. And let's see. By the way, I'm not being paid or anything to promote Cafe Press at all. I'm just doing this on my own shtick. And as I said before, I promote the things that I like, so you don't have to like it, but there you go. And remember, this is the bear that I designed for myself too. Again, only for myself. I got permission to use their logo, and I'm going to bring her to the hospital too, because I want to talk about, women of the wall and support their cause and what have you. And, oh, well, okay, now that I got the disclaimers out of the way, because of course, people are going to be asking and what have you. Let's see, so we talked about Azaryahu. And I meant to show you the teddy bears before. And this one is Nekeva. Now that I'm learning Hebrew, I wonder if I shouldn't give her the second name of Yelda. Let me double check to see if I'm hearing the word right. Yelda. Okay, yep, I'm hearing the name. I'm hearing the name correctly, Yelda. That's a word that they use in Hebrew to mean little girl, so maybe her full name will be Nekeva Yelda. Nekeva meaning, if you look at Strong's Concordance, female child, or, well, let me read you the entry while I'm at it, because it's like, if I'm thinking about it, why not just read it, for goodness sakes. And let's see, so we're talking about, it's in the book of Genesis, and so let's see, it says, okay, Bible books, Genesis, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, it's bad of me to say da-da-da-da-da, but there you go. So and there I go again with the ums. And people think that I'm hard on others. You should see, I'm pretty hard on myself, so, boy, am I signed in, because they're giving me an NIV. I'm like, that's great. And let's see, so the King James, because the King James is the one that has the strong numbers. I don't get why the New King James doesn't, but there you go. And okay, this is, oh, King James with Apocrypha. Yeah, I don't exactly want that. It's weird because, oh, they have the King James right there. Anyway, sometimes it scratches my head because I can't always see things, and it's like I thought it was right there, but then, okay, so it says, because I was looking for a name for female or woman or whatever, because I wanted to support Women of the Wall, and so I looked at all these names and I found Nekeva, and so I wanted, because someone was saying that the root of it could be from something else. So it says, so I believe the word there is Elohim. By the way, you can see that when I'm trying to translate the Hebrew for myself, I'm usually, like for example, when I read Lord God, as far as I know, I think it's Jehovah Elohim, unless it's Jehovah Adonai or something. But I mean, obviously God understands my intent. So anyway, so let's see. So it says, and so where am I? So it says, so Elohim created man in his own image. In the image of Elohim, he created them. Male and female, he created them. So if you click on female, it says Nekeba, though it should read Nekeva, since it doesn't have the little vowel points, and if you really want to transliterate it. The definition is female, woman, female child, female animal, perfect for a little teddy bear. And I wish that teddy bears were real, by the way, but they aren't. And I've also learned too that even though teddy bears aren't real, I've learned to, watch my thoughts, just because it's almost like as if teddy bears are watching me. And like I said, I wish the teddy bears were real, but they aren't. And I could imagine myself, if I have to watch my thoughts around teddy bears, even though they aren't real, though it does almost feel like they're watching you, I can imagine how much I'm going to have to watch my thoughts if I ever have kids. And that'll be very interesting. And people always say that, like, when you have kids, you tend to change in some ways. I guess you really do. And, let's see. Oh, so, I was distracted by something else too. And okay, so what am I doing? And something or other. Oh, right. So we're looking at the root of Nekeva, which is Nakav, I believe it is. They put it here as Nakab. But it says the definition here is to pierce, perforate, bore a point, to pierce, bore, to prick off, designate, to be pricked off, be designated, be specified, to curse, blaspheme. And it's kind of funny too, because like, if the root of Nekeva really is Nakav, and apparently it can mean something else, and you can figure out what that is, I'm not going to repeat it, because it's like, I mean, it could be, but that's not what I was thinking when I was trying to use that name. And it's kind of funny though, because like it says, so I mean, like, they call themselves the Women of the Wall, and as other people pointed out, technically their name should be Hanashim HaKotel, since apparently that is one of the irregular nouns in Hebrew. But there you go, they put Hanashot, which, anyway, so, let's see, it's kind of funny, because if, the root of Nekeva means, like, to piece, to bore, to designate, whatever, it's almost as if you could consider, I guess in a metaphorical sense, or whatever have you sense, if you want to consider each of the women of the wall as though they're kind of a, for lack of a better term, like in a metaphorical or symbolic sense, like a piece of the wall. And then you could consider those who support the women of the wall, like Nekeva, a piece of the wall. And then the curse or blaspheme, it's also kind of interesting, because the Haredim think that we're blaspheming if we support women praying at the wall. There you go. And so the name for Nekeva fits perfectly. And besides, like I said, I wish teddy bears were real, but they aren't. And yet, I guess teddy bears are a symbol of cuteness, innocence. And like I said, I know the teddy bears aren't real, but you still gotta watch your thoughts around them, because it sometimes seems like they are real, and it's almost like, you know, you gotta watch your thoughts around them, so I can imagine, and now I understand when parents say, like, you really do gotta change around kids, you really do gotta watch your thoughts around them, and anyway, I could go on and on and on, and yeah, let's see, so, yeah, and I guess I've, you know, certainly rambled on about things, and I mean, there's just so much to catch up on now, and just a sheer curiosity, I'm just, while I'm at it, I'm just gonna be kind of boring and see, like, if they have the word Yelda in Hebrew, or I'm gonna see if that's a fairly new word, cause it might be. Or let me try it this way, cause I'm just being boring. Let's see. So, let's see. Oh, okay. This is in the book of Joel. So let's see. I'm just curious. Okay. All right. They translate it differently. They say it's Yalda. But I've heard it pronounced Yelda. So, obviously Strong's Concordance, and okay, they do use Yeled, which is kind of funny. There we go. And then that comes from Yalad. So, anyway, let's see. So, oh yeah, I could also talk about the Rosetta Stone thing, and that's a long discussion, but I obviously am learning Hebrew, and, you know, I know people would think, well, you know, you're not serious about it and whatever, but I'm like, you know what? And by the way, you can tell that I'm rambling on and on, because there is so much to catch up on, and I haven't made a video in a long time, but oh, let's see, when did I make a video last? I'm just curious, now I'm just rambling on and whatever. Let's see, click on this. I'm going to open it in a new tab, by the way, because I want to see the last time that I did make a video, which was, I mean, besides last night. And, okay, so open link in new tab, and oh dear, did I, oh boy, it says webcam from July, oh dear, so it's already processing it. Okay, the last time I made a video before the one last night was June 26th, there goes my ADD again, and, so, you know, let's see, June 26th, so, I'm not the best in math, so let me do the counting. So, the good thing is I have a calendar on this computer, so I can do the counting. So 1, 2, 3, or I could have just done it this way, been lazy. So if I count like wait, you know what, let me just count the manual way just to make sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I could end in that way, like 1, 8, you know, just added 7, and then anyway, so, I mean, there's a lot to catch up on in a week, and, in case anyone's curious, my surgery, I thought it was going to be the 15th. It's actually apparently the 17th to the 18th. So at least the good thing is I get to spend a weekend in the hospital, and, anyway, so, I mean, this baclofen pump should really, you know, God willing, change my life, and I'll finally be able to do things, and I know after a while people are going to zone out, but like I said, there's just a lot to catch up on in a week, and, you know, especially with the kind of stuff that I've been through lately, and, I mean, I've also still been blogging, and, you know, just a whole bunch of other stuff, and, I mean, there's probably more videos I'm going to make later, and what have you. It's July 4th, for goodness sakes, but anyway. So, okay, I bored you for about, what does it say now? Oh, I bored you for about 24 minutes, 25 minutes, so there you go. And, well, there you go.